where we're going to be debunking all the rumors that are going around TikTok. Welcome in, everyone. We are going to see if I can get a few things to work while we are waiting for people to come in. So, if you are new here, I am Ravi, and we are getting started to have our conversation about TikTok rules. What's real? What's fake? You know. So, I think I got something to work. Welcome in, Charlie. I hope you're doing well. Today we are discussing our TikTok rules, all the rumors we've heard around the app. So, thank you. Welcome in. So, we're going to give the room some time to fill up, but while we are waiting, go ahead and let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being fabulous, how are you doing this wonderful day? I am a 10. It is a Friday. It's the first of the month. It's payday. We got all kinds of things happening today. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're going to spend your weekend. And let me know if you can hear me decently enough, all right? So again, I am Ravi. Today we're going to cover the rules of TikTok. There's so many rumors going around about what we can and cannot say, what we can and cannot do during our lives, what we can and cannot post in our content. So we're going to talk about all of that today. We're going to go to the source itself. We're going to go to the TikTok community guidelines and make sure that we're following those guidelines, not some random guidelines that some random person created for us, right? So if you can, if you know people who are interested, share out the live, bring them in here so they can also learn and also probably even contribute to the information that we're going to discuss today. All right. So again, I am Ravi, and I cannot wait to get this chat started. So let me know how you're doing on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being fabulous. How are you doing today? I am A-OK. Husband's home. He just got home. He's mowing the lawn. So hopefully you guys can't hear him mowing the lawn, because I can hear him mowing the lawn. And kiddo's over there playing with his tablet. Hopefully you can't hear that either. I can hear it coming through the wall. So hopefully, we won't have too many disruptions during this live. But I am a mom, and you know what happens. Mom life. So hopefully we will have few distractions, few interruptions while we get started here. Okay? So while we're waiting, go ahead. What are some of those TikTok rules that we have heard in the TT streets? Hey, comedian sexy boy, what's up? What are some of those rules that we've heard in the TT streets? What? There's a viral video going around right now saying there's so many things that we can't do right now, and we are going to talk about each of those things that we can and cannot do according to that person, which most of that stuff is false information. All right, that's all fake news. And we're going to talk about why that is fake news and why some of these rules that people are coming up with just don't make any sense. Okay? So we're going to go to the source. We're going to go to the community guidelines. We're going to go to their press releases to find out exactly what it is that we can and cannot do, what we can and cannot say. All right? Because a lot of these rules that we've been abiding by have been ridiculous. And it makes it harder and harder to become a live host when there's so many rules out here that we don't know what's true and what's not true. And the best source to go to is that TikTok community guidelines and their press releases when they do have updated information. All right. So make sure we are sharing out the live and we are bringing people in here so that we can get started with this content. But first and foremost, hey, welcome in. So the first thing that I have heard is that we're not allowed to say share out the live, that we're not allowed to tell our followers what to do. Now, think about that. How are we going to get people to share the live if we don't ask people to share the live, right? So, of course, we can say share the live, bring people in and share the live. What we can't do is say, if you share the live, I will give you this, right? We can't add any added bonuses to anything that we ask for our viewers to do, for our chat to do, right? So we can say share out the live. We need you to share out the live. If we couldn't say share out the live, there wouldn't be an option for us to share the live, right? Welcome in, Acacia. there wouldn't be an option to share out the live. So we can say, share out the live, all right? Hey, please bring some people in here if they want to learn some of this information. We are allowed to say that, right? There's nothing in the community guidelines that says that we cannot say that. What the community guidelines do say is that we cannot have fake engagement, right? So we cannot say, if you do this, then I will do this for you, right? If you share out the live, I will do this. If you go into my goal box, then you will get this. We cannot, you're welcome. You cannot say things like that. We can't promise them anything. That's fake engagement. But if you want people to come into the room, you can say, hey, share out the live, bring some people in. If you think people are going to benefit from this conversation, bring them in. All right, we are allowed to do that. Another word that we can say, we are allowed to say follow. All right, how many rooms have you been in where they're like, oh, the F word, oh, we can't say that. We are allowed to say follow. If we weren't allowed to say follow, there wouldn't be a button right here that says follow the host. What we can't say is follow for follow. We can't say scoop for scoop, follow for follow. That, again, is fake engagement. So if you're a live host, you can say, hey, if you think you're going to benefit from this information, or if you're even enjoying this live, go ahead and click that red follow button so you can stay up to date when I release more information. All right? We can say that, okay? If you say, hey, make sure that you connect with X, Y, and Z, as long as we're not saying, hey, if you connect with this person, they're going to connect with you back, you're absolutely fine. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Empress Voice. Welcome in, Erica. I appreciate all of you guys. Today we are talking about some of the crazy rules that we have been hearing all around TikTok. So if you have heard any rules on the TT streets that you may be confused about, or you want to know if they're real or not, drop them in the chat, okay? Because we're going to go through these community guidelines to see what is and what is not allowed, okay? And while you're at it, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being fabulous, let me know how you are doing today. I am a 10. It is a Friday. It is the first of the month. It is payday. I mean, it's still gorgeous outside out here in Ohio. It's about 50-something degrees. It's fantastic weather. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. All right? So that word follow, we are allowed to say the word follow. So if you have not followed me, your live host, make sure you give me a follow, because this is some of the information that I will be providing every week here. We're going to talk about the community guidelines. We're going to talk about what we can and cannot do. Okay? In addition to all the other topics that we discuss. You're a 10! Empress! Woohoo! 10! I forgot to move my box over. Yay! We're a 10. And you voted! That's what I'm talking about. Exercising that right. I love it. Okay? In addition to our TikTok rules and community guidelines, the other things I do talk about is mom life and parenting. I am a special needs mom. I have a neurospicy child, autism, ADHD, all the neurospiciness that you can think of, my kiddo has it, all right? So we talk about all kinds of things. So if there's anything that I discuss that you think you will benefit from, or you think you can learn from, or even contribute to, make sure you're hitting that follow button, and then you're hitting that bell, okay? So let's get back to these rules, all right? What are some of those rules that you've heard lately? There's a viral video going around that you may think, that doesn't sound right, okay? So the most recent one that I heard that absolutely is ridiculous is saying that you are not allowed to acknowledge the gifts that are being sent to you from your chat. What kind of rule is that? That is not a rule, y'all. Let me tell you, that is not a rule, okay? There's nothing in the guidelines that say we cannot say specific gifts. So if someone sends a heart me, I'm going to say, thank you so much, so-and-so, for the heart me. All right? TikTok wants us to engage with our chat. They want us to engage with you guys who are in our room because, you know, if we are recognizing you, then you're going to engage back. Okay? So if you just give a gift and I say thank you, and I don't say who you are, what you sent, you know, how does that show my appreciation, right? So you can say, thank you for the heart me, thank you for the universe, thank you for the TikTok, whatever it is, you are allowed to say that. So this information that's going on and going around is absolutely false. So let me see, do we have anything in the chat over here? And my chat is over here in the corner. So thank you so much for the FYP hashtags. I truly appreciate that. And if you do have any questions about anything that you've heard on the TT Streets, drop them in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay? So yes, you can acknowledge. You can acknowledge gifts. Now, what can't you do? You cannot have a goal box, a daily goal box, and say, if you're in this goal box, then you're going to get a bunch of followers. You can't say that, okay? That's the fake engagement, all right? The goal box is for you. The goal box is to say, hey, y'all, I have a goal that I'm trying to achieve. That is what that goal box is for. But you cannot say, hey, if you want to get more followers, make sure you end up in my box up here. That you cannot say, okay? That is the fake engagement that TT is talking about. We can't tell people, we can't promise them anything. We cannot promise you anything. We cannot say, if you do this, then this will happen. That is fake engagement. We can't say follow for follow, okay? We can't say if you send out 10 lives, then you're going to get this amount of whatever. We can't promise you anything, but what happens if you say, hey, thank you everyone who has contributed to my daily goal box. And then if the audience, if the chat wants to go ahead and do something with that, they can. We just can't tell you to do it. Okay? So that's the difference. You can say thank you for the gifts. Hey, thank you for contributing to my goal box. You just can't say, if you get in here, you'll get followers. TikTok doesn't like that. Okay? Thank you so much for sharing out the live. I appreciate you so much. Okay? The real Nikki, I truly appreciate that. All right? So, what can we do? Yes. All right, I'm going to repeat myself. Yes, we can say, thank you for the follow. Follow me. All right? As live hosts, we can say follow me. That's why that button's right there that says follow me. We can say, please contribute to my team. Please join my team and push that heart me. All right? That helps push out the content. We are allowed to say that. Okay? So if you haven't joined my team yet, I do ask you guys if you can join my team because I am trying to make this TikTok thing a thing for us. Like we're all trying to monetize and getting pushed out and moving up in those ranks is one way to do it. All right, so joining that team is $1 and it helps push us out into the ranks. Okay, so we're allowed to say stuff like that. Okay, what can't we do? We cannot be explicit when it comes to certain topics. Okay. So we can talk about politics, we just can't spread false information about politics. And as soon as you start talking about politics, you'll see that TikTok will put a disclaimer up saying, hey, here's real information about this topic, whether it's, hey, happy November, Sax, welcome in. I gotta move this around so I can see y'all coming in. I'm blocking my chat over here. Okay, yes. Thank you guys for sharing the live. Thank you, Sex, for sharing the live. Okay, so we can talk about politics. We just cannot spread false information. All right, that goes with the hate speech. Now, I know we've seen some discrepancy with the hate speech, but to be on the safe side, when they say no hate speech, let's just not engage in the hate speech because AI is going to pick and choose who they actually bring up with violations for that. But to be on the safe side, you don't want to fall on the bad side of them having a bad day. So no hate speech, okay? No nudity. And I know we've seen a lot of people pushing that boundary, but there's no nudity, okay? And no explicitly sexual content, all right? So those are direct from the community guidelines. In particular, let me pull that up real quick so that I can read those guidelines to y'all, okay? So specifically, TikTok says, content that is ineligible for an FYP can still be discovered, all right? But you cannot promote disordered eating and body image, all right? So you cannot show, describe, promote, or offer or request any coaching for potentially harmful weight management behaviors, okay? You cannot show dangerous activity that might cause moderate physical harm or promoting activity that can lead to physical harm, okay? No nudity or body exposure. So showing semi-nudity of adults, such as wearing only nipple covers or underwear that does not cover the majority of the buttocks, things like that. Showing youth in clothing that exposes substantial cleavage, okay? showing infants and toddlers under the age of 4 with implied nudity or partially exposing their buttocks. Okay? Those are the things that we can't talk about. Those are the things that we can't do on this app. All right? Showing adults engaging in intimate kissing, sexualized framing, or sexualized behavior. And unfortunately, we cannot show our toys. We cannot show our sex products. Okay? So those are just some of the things that TikTok says that we cannot do. All right? But we can do a lot of other things. So if there's ever a question about when you hear these random, welcome in YouTuber, when you hear these random conversations coming in and these random rules, go to the community guidelines, because community guidelines are going to tell you what you can and cannot do. Welcome in, Bronsky. Okay. So if you have a question or something that you're confused about in that, in these guidelines, go ahead and drop it in the chat and I will answer it to the best of my ability. Uh-oh, thank you for the heart, me Bronsky. I appreciate you. Okay, so yes, we can still acknowledge gifts. All right, so the viral video that's going around that's telling us that we cannot acknowledge gifts, completely false. We can do that. Okay, we are. I'm glad to see you back. I'm glad to see you back, Roswell. All right, and you guys, if you haven't connected with Roswell, they're going through some things right now. They're in Uganda, and there is a GoFundMe, I think, in their link, so you guys can help them out. All right. All right. So can I say, yeah, you can go to someone's and say, hey, help them out, but I can't promise you anything for doing that, right? I'm just saying, hey, if you have the opportunity, go help them out. What I can say is, all right, we cannot direct you off platform. So as much as I want to keep saying, hey, go to my YT and subscribe, all right? That is risky business only because those links to third parties, TikTok has to decide whether or not it is harmful behavior, harmful material, okay? So we can direct you off platform, but we cannot direct you off platform to risky or harmful material, okay? So I can say, hey, follow me on my other platforms. Otherwise, TikTok would not provide a space for a link.
Nice.
Oh, thank you for the roses, Bronsky. I appreciate you.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Thank you, Bronsky.
Nice. Nice.
So, I'll talk about TikTok Studio later, but I figured out how to add extra sounds. I don't have one for TGI Friday yet, but I do appreciate that, Brodsky. Okay? So, if we were allowed to do certain things, TikTok wouldn't give us an avenue to do it. So, I can say, hey, go to my link tree in my bio and make sure you subscribe to me on other platforms. Okay? As long as none of those links are taking you to somewhere crazy, we can say that. We can totally say that. Okay? Because ultimately, you guys are still here. You're still engaging in the content. Right? You're still on the platform. If we could not direct you off platform for any reason, they will not give us a specific space to put a link that leads you off the platform. What's the purpose of a link? To leave the platform. So it's those things that we have to start thinking about why people say we can't do X, Y, and Z. It's because they just want to create confusion. They want to go viral. They want to just get those clicks. Ross Bronsky, thank you so much. I am doing great, and I hope you're doing great too. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being fabulous, how are you doing today? I am a 10. It is Friday. It's the first of the month. It's payday. We got all kinds of things, and it's still in the 50s here in Ohio. So it is a wonderful day for all of us. And most of all, I get to be here with you guys today. So I'm totally appreciating everyone who's coming in and spending time with me. I love that you guys are loving on that screen and helping push out this content. And if there's anyone else that you want to, that you think can benefit from this information, make sure you bring them in here. You're from Ohio, real Nikki. I am in the Akron-Canton area. Where are you located? If you don't mind sharing. I know this is a public platform, and sometimes we're not comfortable sharing our precise location. But I am in Northeast Ohio in the Akron-Canton area. I lived in this area my whole life, but I do have family in the Dayton area, Columbus area, and we went to school in the Athens area. So we've been all around the city or all around the state. Okay, awesome. Okay, good. So we're almost neighbors. We're almost neighbors. I love that. Okay, so going back to these TikTok rules and TikTok guidelines, there's other things that we're not allowed to talk about, or at least do. I'm trying to minimize you guys so I can see what you guys are saying to me. Okay? So other things that we can't talk about is potentially distressing material that can cause anxiety or fear, such as showing non-severe injuries in accidents, dead animals, jump scare effects, or gory makeup. Okay? That's shocking and graphic content. TT doesn't like that if we're doing that on our lives. Okay, they don't want us to do that. So let me go back to some more of the live content that they say we can and cannot do. And hold on, I'm off screen right now, guys. So if you're giving me a comment, I'll check it out in about 2 seconds. I just want to make sure that I am providing you guys with the most accurate information. And I am looking for live. Yes, TikTok live. All right. So if my primary purpose is to direct you off platform, I can't do that, right? Okay. So I can direct you to another platform, but that can't be the only reason I'm on live. I can't be on live saying, hey, if you click on this link and go over here, XYZ, right? That cannot be the only thing I'm talking about. So here I'm providing you information, I'm talking to you, and I say, hey, if you want more of this content, if you want more of this information, hey, click on my link tree, subscribe to my YouTube where I go more in depth about lots of other topics, okay? But I'm not telling you that, but that's not my sole purpose for being here. So we can say, click on the link, go follow me on other platforms, but that's not my main purpose of being here, okay? Like our main purpose for being here today is trying to understand what's true and what's fake in these TT streets. All these crazy rules that we keep hearing about, what's true, what's not, and what's not. And most of the time, most of these rules that we hear in the TT streets are not accurate. They're not real, okay? They're not true, and they it's just a way for people to get clicks, okay? So what I'm asking is that we start using a little bit of common sense and critical thinking. I know that sounds harsh, but we need to start using a little bit of common sense and critical thinking. If TT provides something for us, then we are allowed to do it, okay? If TT gives us the ability to pin people, we are allowed to say, pin, all right? It literally says, pin this comment. We are allowed to say that, all right? What we can't say is, follow this person that I'm pinning. We can't do stuff like that, okay? So if the purpose is just to highlight someone and say, hey, this is a really cool person, this is what they do, and leave it at that, you're fine. Now, if you say, hey, I'm highlighting this person, I'm pinning this person, so make sure everyone goes and follow them, we cannot do that, okay? So it's about how you say things. It's about your intent of what you're doing, not what you're doing, not the actual act, okay? So I can say, follow me, but I can't say, if you follow me, I'll follow you back, okay? I can say, this person is super cool and highlight them, but I can't say, go follow this person. I can say, if you like this content, go ahead and go to my link tree and follow me on YouTube, but that can't be the only thing that I'm discussing, okay? So if you have questions, drop them in the chat. Thank you, Bronsky. You also have a blessed Friday, and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay? Other things that the guideline says is, I'm gonna move this over here so I can see. Okay. Repurposed information. Repurposed information. Let me get the zoom out so I can see better. Okay. And the thing is, even if you're directing people off platform, it's not a violation that's going to get you banned. It's just a violation that's not going to get you on the FYP page, okay? And that's the difference, right? You will get suppressed. But if you are just doing what you're doing to share and spread information, to spread growth, to spread awareness, to educate, those are things that we can do. Okay? So other things that we can't do, let's see, protected groups. All right? Protected attributes, potentially harmful weight management, intimate body parts, intimate kissing, sexualized behavior, sex products, misinformation. That is the big one. That is why a lot of people steer away from politics on the platform. It's not that we can't talk about politics, it's that there's so much misinformation about politics spreading around. So that is why a lot of people stay away from politics, but you can talk about politics as long as what you're saying is not intentionally being misleading or false. Okay? So if you're sharing your opinion, say, I'm sharing my opinion about this. If there's something that you think is fact, then just have your evidence to back it up, right? That is the point, all right? Conspiracy theories. As much as it is fun it is to have conspiracy theories, that's going to get you suppressed, right? So, conspiracy theories, according to TT, is beliefs about unexplained events or involves rejecting generally accepted explanations for events, including and suggesting that they were carried out by covert or powerful individuals or groups. So everyone talking about the Illuminati, that's going to get you suppressed, right? Because those are conspiracy theories. All right. Repurposed media. That means unedited media content that is presented out of context. Can't do that. Okay. Welcome, Ashby. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, Lisa. All right. So those of you guys just coming in, we are talking about what you can and cannot do here on TikTok and those crazy rules and rumors that are going around TikTok right now. There is currently a viral video out that is someone telling us all these brand new rules that we're not allowed to do while we're on TikTok live. And I'm here to tell you that that's a bunch of baloney. Okay. Have you seen that video? It dropped last night and it went viral very quickly. Have you seen the video of the lady who is sharing all the different things that we're supposedly no longer allowed to do on TikTok live? All right. She is giving us all kinds of crazy information. And all the information is just inaccurate. Okay. I don't know why my chat. You shared it and didn't know something added up? Yeah. So, hold on. I think someone's trying to come upstairs because my sound is getting. Close my door.
Why?
I'm in the middle of stuff, honey. Thank you. So my microphone is really good. It can pick someone walking up on me from like many feet away. The whole house starts to vibrate. Okay. So yeah, so the information that she's sharing is definitely not true. So what I was saying earlier is that if TikTok gives us the means to do something, we are allowed to do it. TikTok wants us to engage with our audience. So we can address, thank you so much. We can address gifts. If someone sends you a gift, you can say, thank you, Ashby, for the XYZ gift. All right. We are allowed to do that. TikTok wants us to do that. Right. In our training videos, if you've been on TikTok Live and you've gone through the Academy for Live Creators, they say, make sure you are acknowledging the gifts that are being sent to you. It is right there in our training. Yes. Yeah. I love TikTok. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's absolutely insane. But then you go to the TikTok Academy, TikTok Live Academy, and they say, make sure you thank everyone for all the gifts that you receive. So it's amazing how this went viral and everyone's like, oh my gosh, we can't do this anymore. We can't do that anymore. No, this is just people who are just spreading information for a click to get the views, to get whatever, to get whatever it is that they need. But this is absolutely false. Okay. Also, we can still pin people. I think she says something like you can only pin people for like 10 seconds. Exactly. They want to encourage people sending gifts, so why wouldn't they? Exactly. Okay? And when she said don't acknowledge people and read their names, exactly. It's totally contrary to everything that TikTok is telling us to do in the academy. Okay? So when it comes to this information, always go back to the source, right? Always go back to the source. especially with this live fest that's coming up, all right, where we are competing for gifts. We're competing for ranks by getting gifts. Then why would TikTok say don't do it? Hold on one second. So, quick intermission because I am a parent and sometimes I have to mom. What do you need, honey? Come real fast. Okay. Oh, if he comes back in, then we'll come in. I'm sure you guys can hear him whining. I hope you guys can't hear that, but if you can, yeah. So as I said before, I have a neurospicy child, so some things that tend to be simple sometimes get very dramatized, even when it's something itty bitty. So yeah, I typically ignore it. His dad's home, so I don't know what his dad is doing. Parent here too. Exactly. I used to mute and everything, but I'm like, this is my life, right? And one of the things that we have to learn how to do, or one of the, not learn how to do, one of the things that I need to accept is that this is my real life. And if I'm going to try to make this TikTok thing a thing, people need to see the ins and outs. It's not always going to be super quiet, right? It's not going to go smooth. You're going to have kids walking in and out. You're going to have kids having meltdowns. You're going to have all kinds of stuff happening. And that's just part of being a live host. That's part of trying to do social media content, right? Okay. But yeah, that video was absolutely insane. And one of the other things that she was saying is you can't pin people for more than 10 seconds. Okay? Well, if we can't pin people for more than 10 seconds, then why does TikTok give us 60 seconds to pin someone? Thank you so much for the heart, me. I appreciate you. Okay? Why would they give us 60 seconds to pin if we can't pin? Thank you. Happy Friday. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate you. Okay? So, when it comes to this information, what is wrong? Daddy ate your pizza? Oh, okay. Daddy ate his pizza. I ordered him a whole large pizza, and Daddy must have took a piece of his pizza. So, like I said, here's the problem. Big reaction. But I get it. I don't want people eating my food either. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Okay? So if TikTok didn't want us to do it, then I will. He's moving on. My friends say they understand your frustration. Okay? What? My friends say they understand your frustration. How? Because they don't like it when people take their food either. Okay? I'm not done yet. I'm going to be up here for a while, okay? I have a question? You can ask one question.
Can you get my favorite show?
What favorite show?
Can you buy my favorite show?
I already gave you Netflix. Can this wait till after I'm done?
Fine, Mom. Can you get one more show, though?
In a little bit, okay?
Okay, how much longer?
A while.
All
right?
Let's do it now.
Not right now. Love you. It's an anime show. I don't know. He usually just sends things to my phone and I approve it or disapprove it, but one of them requires a purchase and he cannot purchase things on his tablet. So I gotta figure out which show he's trying to send me and how much it costs. I think it's a whole series. So I think I want to say like $20 or something. You love anime? Then you probably need to talk to him directly because I'm like, no, I don't know. I'm a nerd, but I'm not an anime nerd. So it's wild. It's wild over here. Thank you guys so much for loving on live. I truly appreciate that. I truly appreciate that. So yes, welcome to my mom life. You're a nerd and an anime nerd. I'm a nerd at all kinds of things, but I guess I just was never, it was just never something that came across my path when I was younger. And it was something that now that I'm older, Maxwell, you have to ask Daddy. You cannot keep interrupting me, honey.
Okay, fine. One more thing.
What do you need, sweetheart?
Do you know what is?
Huh?
He's talking about like a game. Talking about a place you can go to, but I know what it is.
What are you talking about, honey?
What singer? I'm just gonna tell Daddy.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, love you.
Bye, love you. All right. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, so we're having some mom time right now, and I'm coming back. I'm back, and I am ready to focus on what this whole conversation is supposed to be about. And it's getting darker in here by the minute. I'm going to need some more light here in a second. All right. Um. Awesome. Okay. So what else cannot do on TikTok? Welcome in, King. Welcome in, King. We are just talking about what we can and cannot do here on TikTok, and I'm about to turn on some more light.
Nice.
Thank you so much for that heart, me. I appreciate you. So, so basically, what I'm asking you guys to do is use some of your common sense, right? Use your common sense on what you can and cannot do. If TikTok gives us a means to do it, then we're allowed to do it. Okay? If TikTok says, "Hey, we provide you a link," you can go ahead and tell people to use that link as long as that link is not leading you someplace bad. There we go. That's more like. Right? As long as that link is not leading you someplace bad. So, and also as long as that's not the only reason you're on this platform, right? It's the only reason that you are on your live. Okay? Mama Lorna, how y'all doing? Hey, you guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being fabulous, let me know how you are doing today. Okay? We are talking about what you can and
I made you there like ice cream.
All right. Thank you for the ice cream cone, Mama Lorna. Thank you so much for the ice cream cone. So as you can tell, I figured out how to add in additional sounds for each gift. That's been my task. You're a 9? Fantastic. I love that you're a 9. So one of my tasks for this week was to figure out how the other creators are adding sounds for each of their gifts. And I finally figured it out right before I came on today. All right. Welcome in, Crystal. Welcome in. And so, what do I use for sounds? So, I'm in TikTok Studio on the desktop. And so that is the first thing that gives you ability to add the sounds. And then I just downloaded a new app. I went to the Tube of You to learn. There's another app called Tickfinity that connects directly to your TikTok Studio on your desktop. That you can specify what sound each gifts have. Okay. In TikTok Studio, you only get a sound for gifts, a sound for the subscribers, and a sound for followers. And I thought it was so cool that you can give a sound to each individualized gift. So right now, I did it right before I came on. I did the free version, and so I only get 5 sounds. So I might go ahead and upgrade because that is super cool. And it connects right into your TikTok Studio. So, and so far, what I'm using is free, and I'm going to see how much the other things cost. The other thing I'm using, I don't know yet, because I think you might be able to use it on your phone only because, oh no, it has to be on your desktop because it has to connect to TikTok Studio, and TikTok Studio, going live from TikTok Studio is only available on your like computer and laptop. So yeah, and then it talks directly to TikTok Studio. If I find out anything different, I'll let you know. But that's my understanding because the two softwares talk directly to each other. All right, and it's like a full installation process with software and things like that. It's not just an app; it's a full software download. Thank you. Have a good night too. It is crazy that I might buy a PC just to get on TikTok. Hey, you know what? Especially, it's not just TikTok though, Crystal, right? Right? Because if you want to do YouTube and stuff too, you're going to need multiple devices for things. And going live from your computer on TikTok is also, or for YouTube, is also, you also get more functions than if you go live just from your phone, right? So there's many reasons to get a desktop. I mean, I have a desktop because of my previous career. That's why I have my desktop. But it makes it so much more interactive and engaging. And so I think I might upgrade this Tickfinity because I like the sounds. All right. So are there any other things in the TikTok streets that you have heard that we are not allowed to do? And probably almost everything that you heard that we're not allowed to do, we're allowed to do. Okay? All right? So we are allowed to say the word follow. Okay? So I can say, come up here, you guys. If you're not connected with me, make sure you follow me. If you like what you hear, I can say things like that. What I can't say is, hey, if you follow me, I'll follow you. All right? So it's not what you say, it's the intent behind what you're saying. All right? We are allowed to say the word pin. I'm going to pin this person because they're super cool. All right? What you can't do is say, hey, pin, this person I pinned, make sure you follow them. Those are the things you can't do. Okay? So it's the intent behind the behavior, not the behavior itself. And that is what you have to make sure you understand when it comes to all of these crazy rules that you keep hearing on the TT streets. All right? There's some truth to what they're saying. Yes, you can say violation. Yeah, you can say violation. Because, especially if you're doing it in an educational manner, right? So if you do this, this is a violation. You are allowed to say that. Okay? I love how you typed it. Now, they are really weird about how you type things, so that I understand how people can go from, we can't say this because they take things out of the chat, and that's because AI doesn't understand context, right? Yeah, you can say banned, right? If you're using it in an educational context, right? Now, if you're threatening someone with getting them banned, then no, don't say it. But it's more about the context, right? So you can say words, all right? Let me go down to, let me see, TikTok Live. And I'm going to go back here to, I'm going to go over here to, you know, I'm going to put it on screen so you guys can see what I'm reading, all right? You know what? Hey, Crystal, what is it? If you think you missed something, don't worry. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and you're going to be able to see the whole thing, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and so we can look at these TikTok guidelines together, okay? So this is for TikTok Live. I'm going to move it over here so I can read what I'm showing you guys as well. Yes. Give me a second. Give me a second. Where'd you guys go? I lost you guys. Where'd you go? There you are. I'm going to minimize this. Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to figure out how to do TikTok Studio the best. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this in the best way. Okay? So, please, please forgive my learning curve here. Okay. So, if we're looking at the guidelines, these are the guidelines for TikTok Live. Okay? Let me know if you can see that, or do I need to increase the font for you guys? All right? So, a violation of our rules can lead to closing an ongoing live session and may lead to temporary restrictions on using live or live features or an account ban. Okay? So, that's some of the consequences. So, let's get down to some of the things that they say we can and cannot do. All right? So, misinformation. What is not allowed? So, this is what's going to get you in trouble, or more information. This is what's going to get you in trouble on TikTok and get your account done for. All right? Live content that violates our rules, including content shared by a guest in a multi-guest live. What are those rules? We're going to find those rules in a little bit, but we already know that you cannot drive while you're on screen, right? You know that you can't engage in substances while you're on screen, all right? Those are things, those are written in the guidelines in black and white, that those are things you cannot do. And that is not allowed, is against the community standards. That's going to get you bananaed. That's going to get you banned. Now I have to go back to like trying not to use things. I do have an agent. All right. What's going to make you FYF, or for you following FYP, ineligible? Live content with the primary purpose of directing people off platform. Okay. So that is what I've been saying. I can say, as I'm giving you guys educational content, hey, if you want more information, if you like what you hear, then go ahead, go to my link tree and subscribe to my YouTube, right? But that's not the purpose of this conversation. If my purpose was to come in here and say, hey guys, I'm selling this item and you can only get it from my link tree, and so make sure you go to my link tree and buy this, and that's all I'm talking about, that is what we can't do, okay? If they're not going to shut us down, what they're going to do is stop pushing us out. So you can stay live. Hey, thank you for the coins. Thank you, Blue. Thank you for the heartbeat. All right, that is what you can do. Thank you for the heartbeat, Dabs. That's what you so it's the intent behind it. So yes, you can say, go follow me on YouTube. Go to my link and follow me on YouTube. But that's not the only thing that we are doing. Okay? If it is the only thing you're doing, thank you so much. Then they're going to suppress you, but they're not going to cut your live. Okay? And then live content that is eligible for FYF, including content shared by a guest in a multi-guest live. So there's a whole other section that tells you what you have to do to be qualified or to be eligible for the FYP. Okay, they've changed FYP to FYF. That's really the only thing that they've really changed. Okay, so to answer the question, yes, I do have an agent. My live last night was about having an agent, and I'm going to drop some highlights from that live last night. But I am with American Live Media. They are located in China, so they're 12 hours ahead of me here in Ohio, but they are very responsive and they help me a lot. So I'm going to drop some highlights from last night's live for those you guys who are interested who missed the live last night. Okay. External links. Okay. Links are often shared in a profile bio. Again, if we were not allowed to direct people off-site for momentary purposes, they would not have given us a way to post a link. They literally give us a place to post a link, okay? Links are often shared in a profile bio or content to connect you to additional content or other sites. While some links may be helpful or informative, others connect to harmful content that would not be allowed on our platform. We do not allow posting links that direct people to content that violates our rules. That is what we can't do. So if you have a link in your profile that directs you someplace else that has the content that violates their rules, then you get in trouble. Okay? Then you get in trouble. That's the difference. It's the intent behind the action, not the action itself. Okay? A violation of our rules will lead to a removal of the link, a temporary restriction on re-uploading another link, or an account ban. If a link connects to content that will qualify as a severe violation of our rules, we may also ban the account. Yes. Wait, really, Crystal, can you clarify your question for me real fast? Yeah. So we can say you can go to my link and go and follow me on Lemonade. You can go and leave my click on my bio and follow me on Snapchat. You can do that. Yes, but as long as that link isn't taking you to someplace crazy that violates guidelines, then that's when you get in trouble. Okay? So it's about the intent of the action, not the action itself. Okay? So drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are learning anything, if this is making sense. Yeah, no Cornhub links. No Cornhub links. Okay? See, I was even having a hard time trying to figure out, like, well, what would violate their guidelines? Sometimes I'm a little too innocent. All right. Thank you all for jumping those 1s in the chat if you are learning something, or at least if you're gaining some kind of knowledge from this information. All right. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate y'all. Okay? So, again, if you're just coming in and we were talking about that viral video that's going around that's telling us all the new rules that we can't do on TikTok. And I'm just here to say that video is a bunch of baloney. Oh, no problem. TT hates corn. I know, right? But that's why there's other apps for that, if that's really what you want to do, right? But we just can't put a link directing people to those apps, right? So so that's the catch, right? So as long as you're not directing people that way from the links in your bio, you're good. You're good. Okay. Comments and direct messages. What does TT say about that? Comments and direct messages on TT allow you to interact with videos or directly with others and provide an integral interactive experience on the platform. You must be 16 years or older to use direct messages and 18 years older to use advanced messaging features such as group messaging in some regions. Okay, in some regions. A violation of our rules will lead to restricted visibility or removal of comments or restriction of sending direct messages. It may lead to an account ban if there's a severe violation. So let's go ahead and click on the severe violation because they keep highlighting. Right. No, people, King, I would say people really be skirting that boundary because I have seen some stuff on this app, especially late at night. I've seen some stuff on this app where, yeah, I think they walk a fine line because hold on, let me go back to where it talks about sexuality, sexual and nudity. They have a whole thing. I hate when I push the wrong button, y'all. And yes, and you can just Google this. I mean, if you can't figure out how to find it in app, you can just Google it, which is what I did. So let me let's see. And free feed account features. Let's start with sensitive and mature themes. Okay. Nudity and body exposure. All right, this is how people get away with it. Okay. We celebrate all shapes and sizes and want you to feel comfortable in how you present yourself and your body. We understand society's approach body exposure and clothing differently, so we seek Okay. We want to provide young people with an experience that is developmentally suitable. We do not allow semi-nudity or significant body exposure of young people. Content is ineligible for the FYF if it shows body exposure of a young person that may present a risk to uninvited sexualization. Okay? That's one. We also do not want to amplify content that may not be suitable for wider audience. Content is restricted 18 years or older and is ineligible for FYF if it shows semi-nudity of an adult. We allow for regional exceptions for body exposure in limited situations such as cultural practices. Okay, so you're not getting banned, you're just not going to be pushed out. So nudity means being unclothed and showing bare, intimate body parts that prevailing cultural practices indicate should be fully covered. This includes bare breasts of women and girls, but not of men and boys, including those who are transgendered or intersex, or people who are non-binary. Okay? Intimate body parts means genitalia, buttocks, and breasts, including the nipple and areola. Okay? Semi-nudity means being mostly unclothed and close to, but not actually nude, such as implied nudity or wearing clothes that minimally cover intimate body parts. Okay? Significant body exposure means being clothed but having partially uncovered intimate body parts or wearing intimate clothing. All right? That is the stuff that's going to get you suppressed, not banned. It's going to get you suppressed. They're not going to push you out. What is not allowed is showing nudity of adults and young people, including photography and digitally created images such as manga and anime. Okay? And showing semi-nudity or significant exposure of young people, such as extremely cropped shirts or only wearing underwear or lingerie. That is what is not allowed. That is what's going to get you cut. Okay? What's going to get you restricted, right, is semi-nudity of adults, such as wearing only nipple covers or underwear that does not cover the majority of the buttocks. All right? That's going to be restricted to 18 and over. That is allowed. So when I say they're walking the fine line, this is the fine line. They're just going to be restricted to audience of 18 and over. What's not going to be pushed out? Semi-nudity of adults, nipple covers, what we just said, youth in clothing that exposes substantial cleavage, and then showing infants and toddlers under the age of 4 with implied nudity or partially exposing their buttocks. Okay? That's FYF, ineligible. Not going to get you bananaed. Okay? What is allowed? Oh, sorry. You guys can't see. I have to sing it. I'm reading. What is allowed? Showing full nudity of infants during childbirth is allowed. Showing bare breasts of men and boys, including those who are transgender intersex, infants and toddlers under the age of 4, and people who are non-binary is allowed. Showing the buttocks of anyone and bare breasts of women and girls when we have an additional context in the following non-sexualized settings: cultural practice such as breastfeeding or chest feeding, populations who do not traditionally wear coverings, or during large traditional celebrations and festivals such as carnival. Okay? Documentary or educational context such as political protests. Scientific or medical context such as breast reconstruction after a mastectomy. Okay? Showing body exposure that appears in culturally expected context such as someone wearing a swimsuit at a beach or a festival, or an athlete wearing a sports bra. Those are the things that are allowed. All right? So this is what we're saying. It's about the intent behind the activity, not the activity itself. All right? So what questions do you guys have? All right? Or what else do you guys want me to look up and show you in their in the community guidelines? So I want to make sure I am making sure I'm giving you guys the accurate information. Okay? There's so much stuff on these TT streets that are providing you inaccurate information, and there's very few places you can go to get the accurate information. So if you want the accurate information, this is one of the places to be. Another place to go is Reese Buttercup, Reese Cup. I don't know. I keep wanting to say Reese Peanut Butter Cup. Reese Cup. Okay. She is another fabulous person who talks about content creation and community guidelines. Okay. So these are the things that you can and cannot do, and basically how you can skirt. So the things that we thought are wrong, or things that we're not allowed to do, they're allowed in certain contexts. Okay? And it's going to get you suppressed, not banned. Okay? Thank you so much for sharing out the live, Blues. Thank you so much for sharing out the live. All right? So go ahead and drop those questions in the chat, and yeah, and let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to cover, because I sometimes set my lives to 21 and older, or to 18 and over. Okay, alcohol, tobacco, and weapons. Okay, let's look at that stuff. You already did you already do the violation? What is and was not allowed? Let me cover all of that for you guys. Okay. So I personally, if I'm going to be talking about something that is not suitable for minors, I do set it for 18 and over. Okay. So I have a show that I do on Saturday nights that's not suitable for children. Then I do that at 18 and over. But content like this, if a 16-year-old stumbles into this, I'm not really talking about anything that they don't need to hear. So I'm not going to set it in such a way, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So let's see. Weapons. Let's see. So let's also don't abuse animals. They don't like that. All right. So let me see. Let me spreading this out so I can see some things. And where they have things that we're not allowed to do. So let's go here. Actually, let's start with this one. Let's start with safety. Let's see what goes here. All right, violent and graphic behavior. We do not allow any threats, promotion of violence, incitement to violence, or promotion of criminal activity that may harm people, animals, or property. Shocking content. We're going to find the thing that says weapons, right? No hate speech. Let's see. Violent organizations or individuals, youth sexual abuse, adult sexual abuse, human trafficking, harassment and bullying. Let's do a search. weapons. All right, so like I said, if I don't know the information, we're gonna find it. So, mental health behavior, safety and civility. It might fall under where it says, what did I click on earlier, y'all? The one that said prohibited. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep clicking and talking, and let me see if I can see y'all's chats over here. Genesis was showing sugarcane yesterday, and they have her. They gave her. Well, you know. So, and that's okay. So that also goes back to a lot of this being AI, right? So if you appeal that, and you could prove that was just sugarcane, then it should be lifted, right? I was heard about not saying stuff about working out, mental health, wellness. Okay, so yeah, and they do turn a blind eye to hate speech. So with that, Crystal, I'm going to get back to that. That comes back to making claims, right? So you can't make any claims that say this is going to benefit you in this way or that. All you can say is that it helped me, but you cannot say that this can help you in any kind of way. That goes to any type of the like those energy tablets, supplements, things like that. If you're saying, hey, if you do this, this will result in this, you cannot make claims. Okay, yeah, she was with the agency. Yeah, so her agent can handle that for her, right? Um, Now I will say, trying to figure out where you were and where you have been on this app. No. Um, I will double check about like using like the word MJ and stuff. And like you're not really promoting it, but there are some things that we do out of extreme caution. And until I find out one way or another, we should still exercise the extreme caution until we know whether or not we can. So if we go to hate speech, and there was a link that I was on that I can no longer find. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you're just joining us, we are talking about community guidelines and things like that within TikTok and what we can and cannot do, what we can and cannot say. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to our community principles. And oh, it doesn't like me having this in here. Okay. Let's go back to our community principles and see what else they can teach us. And if I can't find it quickly on this live, I'll make sure I answer it in another video or a live. But there was a place where I was at where I can click on what all the prohibitions were, and it was taking me places that I needed to go. Your safety is our priority. All right. What other questions you guys have? Thank you so much for engaging in the chat. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay. So let's go back to oh, I know I'm not talking. That's why you don't. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yeah. It's telling me we don't detect audio. That's because I stopped talking. Hey, Coach Tiff, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. All right, so I'm trying to find that link that takes me to the list of prohibited things, and I can't remember where I was. I was talking about live. So let me go back to lives, and I think I was in here. Okay, this looks like I was closer to where we were. Welcome in, welcome in. Make sure you guys are dropping me some questions in here while I look for the answers to the question that Okay, shocking content, misinformation, civic election integrity, fake engagement, unoriginal content, gambling, alcohol, tobacco, drugs. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Discussing drugs or other regulated substances, as long as the substances are not being shown, we can do. All right. Promoting tobacco products and showing the consumption of. Okay, hold on. So what is this? Hold on. I don't want to give you guys misinformation. Let me go back up here. It says the For You feed is a unique TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Certain types of content may be fine if seen occasionally, but problematic if it is viewed in clusters. This includes content such as dieting, extreme fitness, sexual suggestiveness, sadness, or overgeneralized mental health information. This type of content may be eligible for the FYF, but we will interrupt repetitive content patterns to ensure it is not viewed too often. Okay, so that's one of them. Okay, content that is ineligible for the FYF can still be discovered in other ways, such as through search tools or by following an account. When a video does not get many views, it may be due to lack of community engagement rather than being ineligible for FYF. Creators can use TikTok analysis tools to track performance of their videos. Okay, so what is FYF ineligible? So what will get you not pushed out but not in trouble? All right, so that is what we're talking about, the drugs. All right, so where were we? So we can discuss drugs and other regulated substances as long as we're not showing them. Okay, that's going to be pushed, or that's going to be suppressed. So we can talk about drugs. FYF is the For You page, but they are calling it. Hold on, what did they call it? For You feed. So the For You page, For You feed. They changed the letters for whatever reason. All right. So yeah, we can talk about marijuana. We can talk about it as long as we're not showing it, right? TikTok Live. Let's see. I'm trying to find a question about the weapons. All right. So protected groups, body part, moderate physical harm, semi-nudity, conspiracy theories, gambling-like activities, regulated substances. I'm not seeing anything about weapons, but I know that they have cut lives for showing weapons. So it's where they have this rule placed, and that is the difficult thing, is sometimes finding where they place these things, right? Misinformation, information conspiracy theories, repurposed media, misrepresented. Yeah, so moderate physical harm that's likely to require professional. Regulated good content. I've been restricted for some reason. Oh, I said the words, y'all. I said the words. I said the words. I said the MJ words, and now I'm no longer ineligible for the FYF. So we just saw that happen in real time, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it all like going dark and gray, but I'm now no longer ineligible for the FYF because we are over. We talked about things that are not suitable for younger people. So in real time, we are seeing the rules in action. So I didn't get stopped. It just said ineligible for FYF. We are seeing the rules in action. So I didn't get stopped. It just said ineligible for FYF. That's all it did, which is fine, right? Let's see. So I can't talk about conspiracy truths. All right, so let's talk about the conspiracy theories. So, your conspiracy truths. Means beliefs about unexplained events or involve rejecting generally accepted explanations for events, including and suggesting they were carried out by covert. So it's not saying that you can't. talk about it is saying that you will not be eligible for the FYF or FYP. If I had probably, if I may have limited it to 18 and above, and I start saying that, yeah, and I'm not 18 and over, exactly, which is fine. Say, we're all learning together, right? We're all learning together. Okay. Did I miss someone else's? Did I miss a question? Did I miss a question? You did a commentary over it. Wow. Okay. Da da da. Did I do a violation list? I did not do a violation list yet, Crystal. So we're looking for the violation list, and we are also looking for weapons. Those are the two things that we are looking for. It's kind of a list. They're telling, basically, these are the things that they're telling you that we cannot do. And then I think I'll do another live that specifically talks about that so that I'm better prepared for that portion so that we can make sure we're learning and not getting partial or misinformation. So, Crystal, I'm going to write that down for either a video or another live to make sure that we're doing a violation list. And then King, I'm also going to look specifically for things in the community guidelines about weapons. Okay, because why are you trying to scroll? I do that all the time for people. Well, I'm gonna scroll it for you here. Let me scroll it for you. Hold on. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this bigger. I'm going to make me smaller. Okay, I'm going to make me smaller, and I'm going to bring you guys up here. All right, and you want to come over here. Is that better? Is that better? Debs. Your screen will be captured in frame, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. I did something. Okay, I clicked on something. I don't know what I clicked on, but... All right, so then I'm going to try to move this down a little bit for you guys. You want this? Here, you know what? Is that what you're looking for? Regulated substances include prescriptions, over-the-counter compressed air canisters, and nitrates. Tobacco products, including vaping products, smokeless or combustible cigarettes, blah, blah, nicotine. Okay. All right, so these are, right me, more information that is ineligible for the FYF. Okay. Basically. Hey, Sociopath, welcome in. Wow, y'all, I've been at this for 1 hour and 12 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the boxes if you guys would like to come up and talk with me, and we can have a conversation about this if you'd like. Boxes are open, and we can continue the conversation. But I really appreciate you guys coming in and engaging in the chat. This is my first time trying to do a super educational live, and I think it was a success for my first time, even if I did get suppressed from the FYF. So we live and learn, right? We live and learn. All right. And hold on, I'm trying to find. Hey, Socio, welcome in. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the Chrome, unless you guys are still looking at that. But again, if you guys want to find this, I mean, this information is easy to find. All you have to literally, here, I'll show you guys what I searched. All I literally did was search TikTok community guidelines. Hold on, you guys can't see that. That's literally all I searched. TikTok community guidelines. And you can find everything. Welcome in, Brewster's Girl, welcome in. So this information isn't hidden or anything. Now, the other place you can go, all right? The other place you can go is where my other tab is, which I didn't even talk about at all, is newsroom.tk. TikTok.com. Okay? And if they are releasing something else, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see this. If they are releasing any new information, it'll be here in their blogs. Okay? It'll be here in their blogs. All right? So you can go up here and you can see, oh, and now I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, I need to click on this screen. All right, so about TikTok, newsroom, trending. There's other things that you can click on here. Move this over a little bit more. Oh, it's down here. Scroll down so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay. News, product, community, safety, company. So these are all the articles that they release right now. I'm on all. And they release articles about things all the time. So if it's about safety, you click on safety, and anything that's updated that's not in the community guidelines, anything that they add will be here. Okay. So if you can't find it in the community guidelines, thank you so much, Brewster Girl. Woo! If you can't find it in the community guidelines, you can go here to newsroom.tiktok.com and you can find other information. Okay, so that is. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing out the live. So yeah, all this information is readily available. But again, I know with my job being a former college professor, I know that a lot of people don't like to read and research, so that is why I will do it for you. So if there is anything else you guys would like to learn about, I will add that to my list and I will do another live about those topics. So far what we have that I haven't been able to find quickly for you guys is information about a violation list, or be having maybe a more substantial violation list, and also the conversation about weapons on lives. And we know that it has happened that people have been violated for having weapons on lives, but we need to find the actual rules about that, right? And so if there's anything else that you guys would like for me to add to this conversation in the future, I think my Fridays will be about TikTok guidelines. I think that'll be my Fridays. If there's anything else you guys would like to know about TikTok guidelines, TikTok Live, or our content creation, TikTok Shop, anything that deals with guidelines, just drop them in the chat and I will add them to my list of things to cover in the very near future. Okay? So, with that said, what questions do you guys have? Boxes are open.